If Ned wanted to wait until the fish was cooked to tuck in, it was time to turn up the heat.
Whoa! We don't want you overdone, little fishy. Time to cut you open. Ready for a taste sensation, Mac?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Hand me back that knife, would you? That's strange. There's something in here. A horseshoe.
Now, how did that get in there?
Mac, I think your fish is stuffed.
Well, knock me over with a herring. I'm shocked. Does this mean my record doesn't count?
I hate to break it to you.
Did I hear what I think I heard? Out of the way, Buster.
Evelyn, what took you so long?
The record-breaking Pancosa was stuffed. The new record was a sham. Murphy, what have you got to say for yourself?
You've caught me red-handed. Well, I don't mean to be coy with you, but this cuts me to the soul. I only entered for the halibut. I can't believe I'm herring this right. I'm cracking up. I'm floundering. I'm carping on and on. I need to clear my head, but let me know if you need anything else from me.
I think you've got more of a future in the funny pages than serious journalism, Murphy. Kips, have you got time for an interview with the Juniper Parish Gazette?
Evelyn homed in on Ned like a dog with a bone and no sense of personal boundaries.
Do you hold any other...
Perfect. Just when I thought
Using
I
the
would be
date from the
stuck.
death certificate, I began to search through the newspaper's archives. And then, I found it. In the bottom corner of the newspaper was a small announcement showing that the person buried on that date was named Eleanor Hines. I ripped out the announcement and replaced the newspaper.
Notice of burial. It is hereby declared that the burial of Eleanor Hines took place on the day of our Lord, 31st of March, 1898.
McAllen, I told you can't go back there.
Whoops, look at the time. I've really got to be going.
Yeah, if people weren't
I
so
had a name to go along with
uncooperative.
the death certificate. Now it was time to find out where they were buried.
Hey,
Can I
Mac.
ask her-
Don't be too down about your fish. The waters around here contain all manner of surprises. I reeled in an icebox last week, and a gas cooker the week before that. Just need a lure in a sink, and I could renovate our kitchen back home. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to be delivering to the Captain's Club tonight. If you see old Felix, ask him if they're running low, would you?
I had more important things to focus on than my stomach.
Okay, so I cannot use the grill for some fog. Or do I need dry ice for that again? Well, let me try that quickly. Let me try if I can get more dry ice. To get the fort open.
It was strange to think that I'd been
Is that Pancosa fish I could smell from the kitchens?
out on the docks, actually. Ned started up a grill.
I had a Pancosa fish once.
To eat?
No, I could never eat him. He was a pet of mine. Used to swim around in my bathtub. though he didn't much care for the squeeze when Mrs. Pemberley took a bath. Lived to the ripe old age of 13. I had him stuffed and mounted aboard the Spirit Queen to honor his treasured life. Bernie, I called him.
I had the dawning realization that I knew that fish better than I had expected.
I wonder what happened to him.
Well, he's definitely Bernie now, I can tell you that.
I was about to say, Bernie is a little burned.
The dry ice clattered into the metal window box.
Okay, apparently that's not all. What else should I do?
I thought it best to leave the dry ice in the window box.
Yeah, but I apparently need to do something else with it.
I needed to think of something else. I could... I filled the bottle with water from the fountain.
Aha! So did I remember that correctly?
I poured the contents of the bottle onto the dry ice, and immediately it started to evaporate, filling the area with mist. I flicked the switch, turning off the ceiling fans, and watched as the mist outside stopped being blown into the night air and instead began to fall into the club.
Waiter!
I told you, I don't work here.
Do you know how to work a lock at least?
Sure I do.
Right. Well, the fog's coming in, and someone needs to switch on the lighthouse light. I would do it myself, but that fort's danker than the inside of a sailor's trousers. Use this key to unlock the gate, then turn on the light with the switch on the ramparts. Think you can handle that?
I'm on it.
Hell yeah. Okay, and I also need to cheat in that game of billiard. Not sure if I have what that takes right now. Okay. For Bellemore.
From the fort ramparts, I had an unobstructed view across the entire southeastern coast of the...
Oh, yep. So the switch. There we go.
The cannon looked like it might still work. If it did, I knew from that evening's previous experience with firearms that 5 steps were required. Gunpowder, shot, ramrod, aim, fire.
Alright. So that's what I need the cannonball for. But for now, let's go back to the church.
I began searching the graves for the name in the clipping, Eleanor Hines. Aha! I discovered a small headstone at the center of the cemetery, partially covered in moss and lacking any date whatsoever. So this was where Eleanor Hines had been buried. Except, now that I was looking at it etched in large letters, I began to realize something. The name was an anagram. Here lies no one? And if a person wasn't buried here, what was?
Let's find
To say
out.
digging up a grave felt eerie would be an understatement. But if something was down there, I needed to find out what it was. I took out the shovel and began to dig. Eventually, I found something. Not a coffin, but instead, a battered old chest. I opened the chest I dug up from the grave and found two things of interest: a round glass lens and an engraving in the lid of the chest. I picked up the glass lens.
Oh, I know where that's going to go. I need to go back to the manor, but since I'm already here...
Walking into the church, I was presented with the sight of the stained glass window illuminated beautifully by the lighthouse beam. They lined up perfectly. Pressing the button, I noticed something had changed in the stained glass window. Whatever mechanical process it used was a mystery to me, but pressing the button caused the panes of glass to tilt, ever so slightly, so that the white light from the fort was split into 4 different colors that seemed to dance around the window. As soon as the plates in the stained glass window clicked into place, forming a translucent cross at the center, I heard a rumble behind me. The sound of antique machinery somewhere beneath the stone floor.
Oh yeah, let's go. Wait, the ghost of Rackham.
The uneven stone staircase descended beneath the church into a dark, narrow tunnel. I considered taking one of the skulls, but each seemed firmly immovable and really creepy. passageway twisted far away from the church, finally emerging in a round room lit only by a pale shaft of moonlight filtering through a narrow hole above. Tombs surrounded me in solemn silence. I had found the sanctuary crypt. The brickwork was crumbling, and although I couldn't dislodge it with my bare hands, I could tell it wouldn't take much force to break through.
Okay.
I needed to know what was on the other side of that wall, and this was a situation that called for some straightforward destruction. You're free now, Yardley. He can't keep you imprisoned anymore.
So you are the mortal who is trying to find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor before me.
Rackham!
You know who I am. Surely you must also know that you have started down a foolish path. It will only end in your death, Murphy McCallan.
I know all about your plan, Rackham.
My plan will succeed, with or without your interference. I'm afraid you're making a terrible mistake, McCallan. For your own sake, I suggest you leave this island for good.
Never. Whether you like it or not, I'm part of this story now, too.
Don't let it be said I didn't warn you. If you're so interested in being friends with the dead, perhaps it's time you joined them. Just as Yardley Bellemore was entombed alive, so shall you be.
Okay.
Rackham's spell had transported me somewhere I couldn't immediately place. I was lying down, my arms pinned to the side of me, my hands only able to feel the grain of the wooden boards to the sides and above and below me. And then I heard the noise. Something thudding on the boards above me. That's when I realized I was being buried alive. I pushed on the coffin lid with all my might, telling myself that an inch of cedar was all that separated me from the night air, but it was no use. By the time I finished drilling my way out with the auger, I'd be under several feet of dirt. I fumbled in my pockets and took out the screw jack, bracing it between the floor and the lid. With each crank, the pressure grew and grew, until finally... I wondered what had happened to the body the gravedigger was supposed to be burying. Hey! Could you get me out of here?
Murphy? What are you doing down there?
Trying to not be down here.
I'll go fetch a ladder. Don't go anywhere.
Where do you think I could go? Before I'd even reached the top of the ladder, Edgar had fled to the safety of his shack, far away from the grave where he'd inadvertently tried to bury me. But one good thing had come out of it. Now I had Yardley's key.
Hey, one down. Alright, so... You know what? Let's go on the boat right now.
I'd like to charter your ferry, please. I have a map here to... Huh? What's that?
Shh, shh, quiet! The show's starting.
Signore e signori, ladies and gentlemen, the magic and mystery of the theater comes together with the artistry of the craftsman. I was going to say that. You're interrupting me. You started it. This is very unprofessional. To present to you the fantastical battle between good and evil, a struggle between right and wrong. I just said that. The timeless tale of Pulcinella. I was supposed to announce the title.
Alright.
Excuse me?
These two crack me up.
About the ferry hire.
Yes, I'm afraid the ferry's engaged at the moment.
Because of the puppet show?
You got it. My favorite part's when they hit each other on the head.
Hey guys, do you think you'll be finished soon? I don't think I'd ever been brushed off by a puppet before. Great show. Maybe it's time to wrap it up? I was starting to dislike these guys.
Alright. So they whack each other up, huh?
Did you say you were looking for a more secluded beach?
Yes, that's right. Have you found one?
Look at this. Further along the coast is a bay called Crossbone Cove.
Crossbone Cove. That does sound very bony. How do we get there?
I'm not sure. It only looks accessible from the sea.
Well, tell me if you find a way to get there. I'd love to join you on your expedition.
Hello again, Muffy.
Hello, Murphy. Have you found a way to Crossbone Cove yet?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. What's that book over there on the table?
That's my research text, all about dinosaurs.
A paleontology textbook?
No, Dunstan the Dinosaur. A thrilling series of books for the young reader. And the reader who is young at heart. My favorite is Dunstan and the Mysterious Meteor from Mars.
Can we use your yacht to get to Crossbone Cove?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I gave Rufus the evening off. I knew
Well,
I'd be pretty
terrible
busy here
foresight.
on the beach, so I told him not to come back until morning. He said he was going to the Carondelet Cat House. Goodness knows why. I'm a dog person myself.
Well, good luck with your search.
I'll never give up. That's the dinosaur way.
Sure, buddy. Alright, then... back to the manor it is.
Then we hypnotize the middle schoolers to be our Imperial Guard.
Oh, we've got company.
I wasn't going to take Mallory's new friend away, even if he was encouraging her plans for world domination. Hello again.
Are you still here?
Obviously.
Did you try to have Sebastian exercised?
No.
Mallory?
Exercise is supposed to be good for you. Anyway, he started it.
Actually, just stop. The less I know about this paranormal pranking, the better. Well, I'll leave you two to your plans.
Long live the sisterhood!
Parasol still there? Currently no idea how I'm supposed to get that. Because I'm feeling like I might need the paddle ball from Sebastian, but I have no idea how I'm supposed to get that.
The small lens fit perfectly on the end of the telescope. I immediately looked through it to see what it would reveal. I spy with my little eye the next clue.
Mermaid's tail, huh?
The tail of the mermaid. This must have been the location described in the chest's inscription, but looking through the gap in the weather vane, all I could see was darkness. With no easy path to it, I couldn't justify risking my life trekking through overgrown wilderness and the alligator-infested bayou unless I was sure something was there. I needed some way to light up the bayou.
That's where the fireworks come in. If only I had some fire.
I decided to leave the firework where it was. It was a good launching spot.
Can I light that
That
up?
didn't work.
No.
This must have been the skeleton of the sailor. Hello again, Mrs. Craddock. I heard you had a run-in with Sebastian Bach and his marbles.
Oh, goodness gracious. You must be talking about the marble he found in Mr. Beaumont's chambers, I presume.
That's right. What happened to it?
Well, that little deviant was supposed to be making himself useful as a page boy by watching over Mrs. Pritchett, our most elderly guest. Instead, with a single flick, Sebastian managed to bounce his marble off the skirting board, ricochet it off the chandelier, and land it right on top of Mrs. Pritchett's hairpiece.
Well, kids will be kids, I suppose. As long as you got the marble back.
It wasn't a marble at all. It was Mr. Beaumont's glass eye. And you know what he said?
Figures.
He said he was keeping an eye on her like he was told.
Oh boy, yeah.
I heard you didn't send a wedding invitation to Captain Moot.
Well, of course he didn't receive an invitation. He was dismissed from his employment weeks before the wedding for crashing the flagship of the Bellemore fleet.
He's very upset about it. Don't years of service outweigh one accident?
Accident? I suppose you never learned exactly why he crashed the ship, did you?
Actually, no, I didn't.
We discovered that Captain Moot used to invite ladies up to the bridge after hours. Dozens of ladies over the years. He'd take them on moonlit cruises around the island and, goodness gracious me, paint them with no clothes on. Draped over the ship's
Scandalous.
wheel, stretched out in the rigging, dangling from the anchor. Apparently, he must have gotten a bit too carried away with his brushstrokes on the final painting, because he didn't see the rocks the ship crashed into.
Ah, that would certainly be distracting.
Indeed.
I'll leave you to get on with your work.
How thankful I am for life's little blessings.
Okay, I have an idea about that ball thingy. Maybe I can cut it.
Hello, Sebastian. Bet you can't do the paddle ball with your eyes closed.
Look and learn.
With Sebastian's eyes closed, I took out my scissors and when the timing was right, snipped.
Hey, what happened to my paddle ball?
The ball just snapped right off there. Maybe you need to practice a bit more. With any other child, I'd feel guilty. With Sebastian, it felt like evening out the cosmic balance.
I bet Mallory was behind this.
I picked up the red rubber ball I'd cut from the paddle ball. It looked like a clown's nose.
Yeah, with that, I should be able to win the billiard game in the captain's club. Now, the question... I mean, let's do that. Let's do that. And then we try and think about the puppet theater. And how to get fire. Oh!
These are complimentary matchbooks for members only.
I am a member.
Oh, yes. How silly of me to forget.
Never noticed these. Perfect matches.
I had an idea. One that required skill, subtlety, and finesse. Or at least the ability to hurl a billiard ball through an open doorway. Yoink!
Did you just touch the table?
Absolutely not.
Ow! Who threw that?
Hello again, Captain Pemberley.
Welcome back, Captain McCallum.
I'd like a rematch at English billiards.
Thinking you can beat what I hit before? Step right up. I don't believe it. I've never seen 14s before. You must have arms like the coupling rods on a steam train.
A blessing and a curse, as I've discovered more than once to my own cost. But I don't like to boast. Does this mean I win the trophy?
I'm afraid it does, but you need to bring it back next Wednesday for the potluck. We'll have a rematch then.
Oh, sure, yeah, we'll have a rematch.
With my newfound title as club billiards champion, it was time to claim my trophy.
But I really want to light. Like, I have no idea what firing the cannon does for me, but I know what firing that firework does for me.
I took a match out of the matchbook, dragged it against the striker, and lit the firework. Illuminated by the glow of the fireworks, I could see something through the mermaid weather vane. It looked like a wishing well. My route to the well had me clambering over fallen tupelo trees and trudging through knee-deep water, lit only by moonlight and accompanied only by the overly curious critters of the bayou. But eventually, I found it. The swamp water was murky and dark. I wasn't going to find anything of interest in there. The crank slid into the gear mechanism perfectly. The rope looked like it could bear my weight, if only I could lower it into the well first. I'd heard of throwing a coin down a well to make a wish, but never of throwing yourself down. I just had to hope a 30-year-old rope could still hold my weight.
Something I couldn't do for the life of me. Oh boy. I never could climb a rope.
With some luck, I found I'd landed on a metal platform jutting out into the hollow of the well. Clearly, I wasn't the first person to come down here, although the previous visitor might have arrived here more gracefully.
Oh wait, I can take the rope with me.
I picked up the rope and the spindle it was attached to. Unless I planned on jumping even further down into the well, the alcove looked like the only route out. But as I ran my hands over the bumps in the darkness, I couldn't find anything but cold, wet stone. If there was something there, I'd need some illumination to find it. The light from a match was going to be too dim and too quick burning. I needed to think bigger.
Okay, how about a nice little...
Knowing how flammable the grease-soaked cotton would be, I wrapped it around the spindle to form a rudimentary torch.
Mm-hmm.
I took a match out of the matchbook, careful not to drop it onto the wet floor, and ignited the torch. The torch burned brightly, dancing light into the formerly dark alcove. And that's when I saw it. Hidden within the rock face was a small metal box with a button on it.
Let's press the button.
I pressed the button and immediately heard the sound of sparking electricity, seemingly coming from within the rocks themselves. And then...
I'm sure we'll see Rackham again. Okay. Made it like this.
Passageway meandered
cold
like
wind.
a labyrinth through the underground rock. With each step, I felt more and more lost, and ready to turn back.
Why didn't I take the...
Then up ahead, I
torch
saw a
with me?
glimmer of light. The top of the stairs appeared to be a dead end, but the wooden board blocking my way and the muffled sounds of electricity suggested there was more to this passageway than met the eye. I placed my hands on the obstruction and pushed.
Haha, I knew I would be in the mill.
I I emerged into a dimly lit office that seemed to have been taken over by frighteningly active machinery, and from the familiar groaning of wood, I realized where I was. The door was locked, even on this side, but I knew it must have led to the main room of the mill. It didn't feel right pulling the dagger from the skeleton. I didn't want to interfere with the skeleton any more than I had to. I solved your treasure hunt, Cecil. I hope you don't mind me taking this as my reward.
I grow weary of your inability to heed my warning, Murphy McCallum. No good shall come from you pursuing this.
What you've done to Abigail Bellemore cannot be allowed to continue.
Abigail Bellemore is dead, as will you be, if you continue this pathetic charade.
She deserves to be free, just like all the ghosts of the manor.
You haven't learned, have you, McCallum? Everything you've done so far has just made the situation worse. Now is the time to back out.
I'll never do that, Rackham. Finding the treasure is more important to me now than it's ever been.
Then I hope it's a cause you're willing to die for. Just as Cecil Bellemore's blood poured from his body, so shall yours.
Is he gonna strap me on the saw? Yeah.
Rackham's telekinetic powers had dropped me onto the mill's conveyor belt. My wrists and ankles now tied with the same wire that was strewn about the mill. But at least the buzzsaw wasn't on. And then it got even worse.
Okay, will it do anything?
With inches to spare, the belt snagged on the warping wooden frame and gave me a chance of escape. Acutely aware that it could catch again any moment and send me hurtling into the spinning blade. No matter how hard I pulled, I couldn't snap it. With my hands and feet bound, I couldn't reach my belongings. I considered boards on either side of the conveyor. No matter how hard boards on either side of the I considered touching the spinning blade. I couldn't reach it. That was my way out, but I needed to...
Yeah, how about you hurl yourself off the conveyor belt?
No matter how hard I pulled, I considered touching the spinning blade. Boards on either side of the conveyor belt stopped me from being able to roll off.
Okay.
No matter how hard I couldn't reach it. I couldn't reach the door. The saw blades were... I couldn't reach it. That was my... I didn't have the maneuver... Carefully, I held the wire wrapped around my wrists
that's how you
against
do
the
it.
spinning blade. Cut through them like butter, just like it would do to me if I couldn't get my ankles free. That wasn't going to work. With seconds left, I hacked into the wires with the scissors and just managed to cut through them. With my legs free, I swung myself off the conveyor belt. I'd survived being cut in half, and now I had Cecil's key.
Okay, I wanted to cut myself loose with the saw blade. Well, you have a minute to figure out how you do that. Okay, we have it. Survive the mill. Okay, nice. Alright, all that's left is going to the cave and getting the third key. The question is, how do I do that? Oh, I haven't checked the diary once. Oh, solution will be in here. Okay, okay. Then I'm gonna go. But you can check it for the goals if you need it. You need to remember what you're supposed to do. Alright. I mean, Dan?
I took a handful of the spilled gunpowder. I poured the gunpowder into the cannon.
No idea what that's gonna
I
do.
loaded the billiards trophy into the cannon. Spherical and solid metal. It was the perfect improvised cannonball. I packed in the gunpowder and makeshift cannonball. Now there were just 2 steps remaining. Aim and fire.
I think I only have... Yeah, I only have 1 shot.
The cannon looked like it might still work. I was only going to be able to fire this cannon once, and I needed to make sure it was aimed right. The rocky coastline all looked the same. I needed a way to make a target. The cannon looked like it might still work. I was only going to be able... I needed...
Okay, so it's not the light. Good. So that's something for later. But we have it prepared now. We have the cannon prepared. For whenever we're gonna need it. I mean, I guess I can check in with the Spirit Queen, but I don't think there's anything for us left here. No. Okay, so all I need to figure out is how to finish that puppet theater.
I didn't need to tie that up. I couldn't do that. I didn't need...
You sure?
I needed to think of something. Excuse me. Ferryman's eyes looked past me, captivated by the puppet show on the plaza. He clearly wasn't going to talk to me while 2 rags on sticks were dancing around. I didn't need to do that again. While I was trapped on Devil's Rock, a map of the world wasn't going to be much use to me.
Okay, trying to figure out... It did say they whack each other with sticks at the end, right?
Hey guys, I was starting to... Hey guys, I was starting... Great show. Maybe it's... I was starting to dislike these guys.
Welcome back.
It was a small leather pouch. Currently, it was empty.
Oh, he. I was thinking we had a poster there. I was like, huh, what did that say? I know there was something there. It was the polishing one. He tore the posters advertising the polishing services off. Okay, nice. Yeah, bro, can I have your stick?
I had nothing else to say to Muffy.
Oh, wait. What if we trade?
Would this help you find those fossils, Muffy?
No. Fossils are delicate things. You can't go charging in with a shovel. Systematic meticulousness, orderliness, and patience. That's what's needed.
And a big stick?
Exactly.
Okay, then...
I thought I'd keep that to myself.
Ay.
I didn't... I thought I'd... I needed to find a... The wiry man was diligently searching the beach, looking like the awkward love child. I needed to think of... It was a sturdy shovel spattered with dirt. I thought I'd... I thought I'd keep the flask to myself. I thought I'd...
Damn it. Okay, so I need to find some sort of tool that Muffy would be willing to trade in. For his stick.
Murphy, the Devil's Rock Devil's up to his old tricks again.
Oh no, what's he done this time?
I heard that he's committed arson of the Spirit Queen riverboat, practiced black magic, vandalized one of the cemetery's crypts, cavorted with rum runners, operated a lighthouse without proper training, dug up graves, launched fireworks without a permit, operated a buzzsaw without safety equipment. Know anything about it?
Can't say that I do.
The Devil's Rock Devil continues to elude us.
I mean, it's fantastic when you combine all the stuff we do in this game like that.
Crossbone Cove lay at the bottom of impact. The coat of arms depicted 4 lions surrounding a central flower, topped by a medieval tower.
The thing is, I'm not even sure I know what I have to find. Like if I knew I had to find like a specific tool, if I knew what I should give Muffy, I think it would be easier. What could he want? I mean, I'm thinking of something like a sieve. I hope that's the right word. Oh, sorry, sieve or mesh. Yeah, filter, something of that kind. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Not sure if that's correct, though. Okay, we can honk. That's nice.
Good evening, Edgar.
Murphy, just the person I was hoping to see. I was walking through the cemetery just before and nearly broke my neck falling into a big old hole I definitely don't remember digging. You wouldn't know anything about it, would you?
A hole? You know, I have seen it. Almost went head over heels into it myself. Are you sure you didn't dig it?
Of course I didn't. And if I didn't, who or what did?
Maybe it was moles? Big ones. Really big ones.
Moles? Yeah, my doctor did say I should keep an eye on them.
I found a way into the sanctuary crypt.
You got yourself in there? I thought that place was closed up tighter than a jar of pickles dipped in superglue.
I certainly did. The pattern on the entrance was a clue to a secret passage from the church.
Well, I'm envious, Murphy. That's the kind of place I can only dream of ending up.
A dank old crypt?
For some, but I see a nice, quiet atmosphere. Plenty of legroom, no nosy neighbors to interrupt your rest. Those skeletons in there don't know how good they have it. It's only us living folk who can actually appreciate it. In my opinion, death's wasted on the dead.
Interesting opinion.
Can you believe you almost buried me alive?
If anybody asks you, that never happened. One word of this gets out, and I'll never be allowed near a coffin again.
I best be running along.
Goodbye.
Now that I'd looked upon the lifeless face of Comptroller Grimes, it didn't feel appropriate to give his coffin a wiggle. The church had a good view of the fort from this part of the island. I still had a key to put into the fireplace. The scrawls looked like the writings of a madman. I could identify words in Latin and strange occult symbols, but pieced together, they looked like they'd only have meaning to their author. So this was the generator that the water wheel was powering. This was what was bringing the spark of life to Cecil's experiments.
What were these experiments exactly?
Despite my efforts, I couldn't find a way to open the bookcase passage from this side. Horror novels had told me that one of the shelved books might be a secret lever, but if there was one, I couldn't find it.
And nothing in this room. I thought maybe if we can go back here, we might be able to find something. still have the parasol at the manor, even though I'm not entirely sure I actually need that back.
Abigail wasn't wearing the other half of the necklace, but from the corner of my eye, I noticed that her reflection was. Abigail wasn't wearing the other half. The necklace I was carrying exactly matched the one around the neck of the bride's reflection. This must have belonged to the sailor. It was time to reunite it with its other half.
Can't believe I just thought about doing that. Oh, her comb!
As the reflection disappeared back into the mirror, I looked at the dresser and saw that something had been left behind. A small ivory comb. I didn't think Abigail would mind if I took the comb with me.
Combing through the sand for fossils.